Shalom. I had a thought today that I would like to share, and those who are basically saying that they are targeted individuals or what I call powerful individuals, and basically Yasharal and Yasharites and what they call Israelites can attest to this as well, and the people they call African Americans. There's an evil. They call it a phenomena, but it's really not a phenomenal or phenomena, if I pronounce it correctly, at all. This has been going on ever since Hamashiach has been on the earth before him. But it only become aware to you once you experience it. So they have a thing going around where they target these people, and I'm just saying whoever is included in that, they know who they are. Where they feel that they can judge you, that they're so righteous and they're really sinful and evil, and they're involving their children in this evil as well. And that's really damnable when these innocent babies are being included in their evil, and they're teaching them to do these things. You can't really blame the babies until they grow up, but they're teaching them to do these things, and so that's really double the punishment that's coming, corrupting the babies. So I'm just saying repent, because we've all done wrong and done evil, and there's none who, all they're saying is falling short of the glory of Yahuwah. But what I'm saying, these people, this is not a mistake that they're doing. This is not something that they're ignorantly doing. Many of these people are knowing what they're doing. So, and they say in their minds, you need to be more humble. But let's consider. Says who? Who are you to say that somebody else needs to be more humble? Now examine yourselves and think about what you just said. If you saying somebody else needs to be more humble, basically you saying they need to bow down before you because you are the Most High. So you've determined that man or woman, boy, child, girl, whatever they are, needs to be more humble. And you're going to have to do something about it to teach them to be more humble. So now you just replaced Yahuwah with yourself. You put yourself in Yahuwah's place, and you've determined and decided that somebody else needs to be more humble. And you've been part of this evil plot. It's actually something that been orchestrated and designed to make you attack your fellow man, fellow sister, your brother, and you're so blinded that you can't see what's going on. So you actually a part of the evil. You're the one that needs to be more humble. You're the one that needs to repent. Let me read some scriptures to you. Well, not scriptures. Well, I have to do some scriptures, but let me give you some definitions. This is etymology dictionary. Humble, adjective, late 13th century, of persons. Submissive, respectful, lowly in manner, modest, not self-asserting, obedient. So you want them to be obedient. You want them to do all these things unto you. Humble, early Emily, from Latin humilis. Lowly, humble, literally, on the ground, from humus, earth. From pi, root. Lowly in kind, state, condition, or amount. Also of low, birth, or rank. Humble, verb, render oneself humble. Also to bend, kneel, or bow. So you want them to do this unto you, because you're the ones that's judging. In your eyes, they not this, so they need to bow down before you, so that you can approve them. Lord, someone in dignity, trans, and then you get together with a whole bunch of people that think like you, like they did. Hamashiach came together at nighttime and decided to judge him when he was openly before you daily, doing good works, but he wasn't good enough in your sight. And this is the Most High Himself's word, the Son. The Son, the set apart one. who had no sin. And he was judged not humble, not righteous, not holy, not. He was judged and called a devil. Opinion. Now, 13th century. From Old French opinion, view, judgment, founded upon probabilities. From Latin opinion, nominative, opinion, conjecture, fancy, belief, what one thinks, appreciation, esteem. From stem of opinare, think, judge, suppose, opinion. To choose, see option. Where there is, see, you choose evil people like yourselves. I'm just talking to, if it's not you, don't be offended. Where there is much desire to learn, you choose evil people like yourselves, and you all get together, and we have decided he needs to be more humble, so we're going to judge them. We're going to punish them every day until they become more like us, until they start thinking like we think. I'm not ever going to think like you think. I'm not ever going to bow down to you. So I guess this is where it's going to be then, baby, because I'm not bowing down. But there's one that I believe in. His name is Abba, Yahuwah, the Great, and he will deliver. Better on that. Where there is much desire to learn, there is necessity, will be much arguing, much writing, many opinions. For opinion in good men is but knowledge in the making. Milton, Areopagitica. Judgment now. Mid-13th century judgment. Actions of trying at law trial. Also capacity for making decisions. From Old French, judgment, legal judgment, diagnosis, the last judgment. From judgeur, to judge, see judge. From late 13th century as penalty imposed by a court. Early 14th century, any authoritative decision, verdict in a court case. From late 14th century in reference to the final trial of the human race in a future state. See, that's what I'm talking about. Judgment Day, a testament from late 14th century. Also from 13th century as opinion, sense of discernment, as first recorded 1530s. By 1610s, a divine allotment, event guarded as an expression of divine displeasure. Matthew 7:1-13. Judge not that you be not judged. For what judgment you judge, you shall be judged. And with what measure you meet, it shall be measured to you again. And why beholdest thou the mote that is in thy brother's eye, but considerest not the beam that is in thine own eye? James 4:12. There is one lawgiver who is able to save and to destroy. Who art thou that judges another? Got a few more minutes. Let's see if I can get this all in. Matthew 23:13-39. Woe, but woe unto you, you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For you neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye men them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. Because many of these people that's doing this gang stalking and all these things call themselves saints, going to church. That's why I don't go to the 501c3 church. And many of them are hypocrites, and that's who he's talking to, these people. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees and hypocrites, for you devour the widows' houses, and for a pretense to make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you can pass sea and land to make one proselyte, and when he is made, you make him twofold more the child of hell than yourselves. Woe unto you, blind guides, which say, whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing, but whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he is a debtor. You fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold? You fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctified the gold? And whosoever, so who's greater? The gold of Yahuwah, the people, or the temple itself that you go in, the church? Who is greater? And you're persecuting the greater one, the people of Yah. And say just because you go to the temple that's built by hands that you are holy and you're righteous. You fools and blind. And whosoever shall swear by the altar, it is nothing. But whoever shall swear by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. You fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gift or the altar that sanctifies the gift? Whosoever therefore shall swear by the altar, swear by it, and by all things thereon. And whosoever shall swear by the temple, swear by it, and by him that dwelleth therein. And he that shall swear by heaven, swear by the throne of Yah, and by him that sitteth thereon. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you pay tithes of mint and anise in coming, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. These ought you to have done, and not to leave the other undone. So I don't want to make two videos about. Well, I believe the Abba told me to read the rest of it, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a part 2 to this. No, I still might have time. I think I have time. Let's see. No, I'll make 2 just to be safe. Part 2.